doing all right. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Just, living it. Freaking
Good.
end of year almost. Kind of tripping out on that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, finance shit. Yeah, I know. I'm right there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, let's get right into it, man.
Let's go.
I believe it's episode 14 already of the after party, Save the Hip Hop Culture, Carrying the Culture. Today, we hit the DJ and the B-Boy, as we should, preserving the elements like we always should. I don't know if you want me to start or you want to start, but we'll kick it right off.
Okay, I'm gonna put this in the thing. You can pin it when I do it. I mean, I'll switch it up each time. Discussing the DJ. Sure, I'll set it up. I was thinking I want to discuss the authentic radio DJ, because the origin of DJ is disc jockey, right? Playing, you're literally selecting music, jockeying it back and forth. So we go fan on the beat. So the origin of the thing is disc jockey. So as far as the radio DJ, like, because when we think of DJ, we think of the turntables, or when we think of like even just rocking parties, but like the radio DJ was huge as far as like just playing the music, getting the music out there, having a voice sometimes like that. We don't think about the DJ and the voice as much anymore. Like as far as that aspect of it, I mean, just being on radio, there's certain DJs that you heard that voice or whatever. Even I'm just talking about like even popular music or other types of other genres as well. But I think and there were a lot of DJs back in the day. I think particularly that played a pivotal role, and I also wanted to talk about even Stretch and Bob. I mean, so that radio was the radio DJ was important to me, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, because we don't talk about it a lot, particularly in hip hop. We don't, what I'm saying? We don't talk about that, but there's so many different aspects to DJing. It's not just like wicked, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, so I just wanted to jump in that for a minute. Salute to everybody joining in.
Yeah, salute. So there's, I mean, we can go. There's two ways we can go about it, right? Discussing the actual disc jockey, the person that is breaking records, putting the records out there, promoting new artists, promoting new songs, and then we can go about it on we could talk about radio and how I think these days subconsciously, because we think radio's not going to play, we tend to forget radio played a important role.
I'm even looking at even more so, family. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Like the DJ as an on-air personality. Like,
yeah.
That even more so. I just think. I mean, that was a part of it too. Back in the day, like you were calling into the station or whatever. That DJ at that time actually had a presence that was important. You know what I'm saying? As far as the whole ship goes, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
so,
I mean, let's think about it, right? I mean, what we're talking about is and I'm assuming you're talking about that like pre-MC, pre-forefront MC, right? The DJ played that quote unquote MC role, and I'm not talking about lyricism and spitting bars. I'm talking about a master of ceremony, presence, whether they were on radio or at a club, right?
Right, they ran the show.
And it's a show, right? And then they had their little chants or the little, let's say my name is DJ so-and-so. So, Kool Herc says something about this is DJ Kool Herc, and he always come back for more. Little chants. It's a charisma. It's a presence that the DJ had that unfortunately, right, when the MC came about, and I say unfortunately loosely because obviously I love the element of MCing and everything that came after that. But yeah, you're right. We tend to forget that the DJ really was, aside from playing the music, but this personality, again, whether it's physical or audio, right? You're listening to the radio, you were zoned in to their voice whenever they came across and telling you what they're going to play or whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, early on. I mean, obviously things changed, and
of course.
MC became more prominent, but at first, I mean, for a while, the DJ was, one man show, you know what I mean, and one person show as far as running the whole thing, party jumping and everything like that, and you know what I'm saying. So I just wanted to really just touch on like a fact that a thing that's not really often discussed that much. You know what I'm saying? As far as all of that.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad you brought it up because again, you know, when we say DJ, especially like we say now, hip hop, subconsciously you just think a genre of music, right? And we've done it, and that's just the way it goes. DJ these days, now you think like, all right, button pushers or just your little scratch DJs. Nah, they're like
Right.
real disc jock presence. You are controlling a crowd depending on what event you're doing. You know what music to play, and then knowing when to come in and say something. Again, I think that's an important part. These days, we have really the DJ really doesn't have a reason to get on the mic anymore. But everything is, you push a button and it's pre-recorded, DJ so-and-so, blah, 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 and then sounds and all that shit. But before, the DJ knew exactly when to come in and grab the mic and say something, not just say it just because, again, a little chant. You obviously, as a DJ, have to promote who you are and what you're doing. So that portion or that style or that element of the DJ is no longer. And I think, it's super important.
Yeah, yeah. So just wanted to touch on that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Venom and the Beat said the DJ's a dictator, the MC's the Cody. So yeah, I mean, for example, what you got DJ wise?
DJ wise, so talking about DJ evolving, right? Because again, like you said, DJ used to be, the forefront, and then MC came in on. So we talk about evolving. We don't really talk about elements evolving, and I think I'll get to it now. So obviously, back in the day, you had just a turntable, and then someone invented the mixer, two turntables. Herc, Flash. Someone mentioned DJ Hollywood, Disco King Mario. They all played a role in how they used the turntable. I'm gonna fast forward talking about evolving. Really fast forward in terms of what these DJs are using in front of them. Again, two techniques, your mixer, your sound and all that good stuff. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Vestax QFO that was created by DJ Qbert that had the built-in crossfader and equalizers, where it's like I don't know if you've seen it. It's the and this came out 2004 if I'm not mistaken. It's the turntable, and normally you have the mixer, but this is a circle. The turntable. It's a circle, and it has the fader already included. Have you seen that?
I've seen it, but I didn't know I've seen it, but I didn't know he came up with it.
Well, and I'm not gonna say he came up with it because just recently I read that someone else did, but I bring his up just because I've dabbled in that series. So just put it that way. And I mean, it's pretty weird, especially for someone that came up seeing, right? That's nostalgic. That's iconic, right? Two turntables, the fader, the speakers or whatnot. But then again, I'm a person that I struggle with accepting evolution in hip hop, whether it's music, whether it's formats, right? We went from records, cassettes, then CDs, then digital, and now we're back to vinyl. I'm telling you, I think at 97, 98 is when I'm like, all right, I have to give up these CDs because everything's going online or digital, whatever. Same thing with, cassettes. Up until like 96, I was still buying cassettes, but then shit would drop. Either way, that's besides the point. I want to hear your take, because to me, again, even me as a big DJ, big battle, scratch, tricks and all that shit, I kind of struggled when that came out. Again, because it might have been the nostalgia, again, two turntable, and seeing if you're going to beat juggle, then, back and forth. And the fact that you're talking time, right? You're timing this from this to this, that to this, and changing, knobs and all that. But now if you have everything in front of you, it makes it a little easier, which is good in retrospect. What do you feel about evolution in DJing and the format that they're playing?
I mean, I think there's two ways to look at it, right? Like, first of all evolution isn't good. So just because something's changed doesn't mean it's good. Something doesn't mean it's bad.
Right.
But I think if you're looking at it from a purist, I guess, standpoint or whatever, I mean, like, DJing you rock with two turntables and shit. I mean, that's just what you do. I mean, with that, but I mean, we talked about the little scratch thing, the thing who makes it.
Newmark, a few
Yeah, the
people.
Newmark is a few now.
PTO1.
Newmark, we talked about that little shit. I mean, so I don't really have a. I'm like you. I struggle with certain things. I think when things are changed to where the original or to where the origin is forgotten, that's when I have more of a problem. Or when shit comes out, let's say people just started DJing and they only started DJing with this. That's where the problem is for me. Not necessarily creating new things to make shit easier or just new, just fucking around with stuff. I think you can, there's bandwidth to this shit. But I think when that replaces something and now everybody can do it. I mean, so there's other things that I have more of a problem with. I mean, I think if DJs were coming out now and they were all just fucking with this and that's it, then that's some bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of the you're cheating to me if you can't rock the other way. But if you can rock the other way, and you can, and whatever. But like I just think when the new gimmicky shit starts to replace the old shit, then I have a problem. And real quick, let me know if my connection gets shitty or something like that.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. So that's when I have an issue. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, like it's a gimmicky thing. I mean, I think it's cool. I think somebody probably could rock the fuck out on there, but like don't pass that off as turntablism or as beat jug. Don't pass that off as authentic DJing and shit. Like that's just some side gimmicky shit. And just call it for what it is. You know what I mean?
And see, and that's what I thought too. And again, that's why I mentioned the fact that I dabbled in it. Not a lot, but I knew somebody that had them. And when it came out, I'm just like, read about it. I used to, this is back when magazines were even a thing at Tower Records and Virgin Record Knowledge. And then finally, I'm like, all right, let me go check this out. And I checked it out. And I'm like, all right, so this is more, again, this is kind of like the little machine we're talking, the PTO1. It's more of a portable scratch approach. It's not necessarily, hey, I got two of these and I'm going to rock a crowd. This is more for the freestyle. And when I mean freestyle, I'm talking about, styling out, battling, scratch battle. Not necessarily, hey, I'm going to grab this QFO Vestax and go DJ a party. That's what I found out later. So I just wanted to mention that. It's not one of those things where it's going to replace the techniques or the new marks or whatever it is. Gemini's. Okay. I ended up figuring out that this was more for like scratching, quick battle shit. So it's dope. Again, the evolution is crazy. It took me a while to accept laptops. And then my brother-in-law was like, bro, you got the world of music in your hands. And yeah, I mean, of course, it beats the shit out of carrying, 10 crates and having like, 15 heads come with you to the party or whatever. So that's that. I just want to bring that up.
No, I think, again, as long as it doesn't replace this shit, I mean, just call it for what it is. It's a little fun toy. I mean, to me, I look at it more like that. I mean, not even a toy, but like, that just shouldn't be the prime way people are learning, though, to do that skill.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Did you? Side note: I know you said you wanted to get one of those little joints. Are you planning on getting one?
I didn't get one yet. I probably will get one. I mean, I just don't want it to sit around the house and not use it. So
yeah, of course.
I definitely want. That shit looks fun as hell.
Yeah, that's fun.
So all you need is a Serato laptop and speakers now. I mean, yeah, it's the same with a lot of shit. All you need is for graphic design. All you need is some like a basic program or whatever. You don't even need Photoshop, so it's the same shit.
Yeah.
The B-Boy. All right.
All right, moving forward to the B-Boy. And so a little break here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping you guys are aware of how we do this, right? So we talk about, it's DJ and the B-Boy. So, I'll say something and then I push it over to you and, 8 minutes or whatever, and then we jump onto the next element. And we kind of go back and forth. I know people are like, wait, you guys were just talking a bit about this, now you're talking about that. We got an hour here, so we try to make it as quick as possible and make sure we get to our points. Just wanted to say that.
No, that's good. Yeah, we should. I don't think we said that this time in the beginning, but yeah, we talk about the elements and we get to the other shit. So pin that. Big up JP, the producer. Salute. She's fucking dope. Fuck with her if you don't. She makes some dope beats. Um, so, can you, okay, I'm gonna let you go with this one. Can you do your schools and workshop ones? Because then it can kind of tie into my YB
Yeah,
boy.
absolutely, absolutely. So first and foremost, Chef, I think you're the one that convinced me to get that PTO one. By the way, so shout out. Okay, so B-boying. Now we came, or I can only speak for myself. I came up not having one bit of a, I don't want to say school, workshop. I don't even want to say workshop. So there was Radiotron, and then you had out here in LA, you had where you places you can go and practice, and you had elder b-boys that helped you, and it was just a place to be. But these days, not these days, right? Maybe the last 10 years or so, I've seen bits and pieces here of people holding actual workshops. It's happened with DJs. The Beat Junkies have one out here in LA, but actual b-boy workshops where, I mean, I laugh because it took me a while to understand it. To where you're sitting there and you're not only, hey, physically you work out and all that, but you're doing reading material research. You're having a conversation with somebody about the history. When I say workshops, and why I brought this topic up, initially I'm like, I don't need a workshop. All of that stuff, I always tread lightly because it's mostly always somebody that reads a book and thinks they know about the culture and come in and, hey, I'm having a workshop, and then all of a sudden, whoever is in that workshop strays away on some other shit. But having a conversation with a few people, that's important because it goes back to our initial conversations about the b-boy where, yeah, again, you don't need somebody to show you this. You can go on YouTube, but at the same time, YouTube will only show you power moves. A physical human is not going to tell you, hey, great, now you can do a flare for fucking whatever minutes, but that up rock, that top rock, you know who did that. You know who created that leg swipe, crazy legs, batch, spy, crazy commandos. Like, nobody's going to tell you that. So at the end of this conversation, I feel workshops 50-50, 60-40, 60% I feel like are needed. But if they are going to be spread out throughout the community, it has to be somebody that is well aware of the culture, has been in the b-boy community for a while. And again, it comes back to having some kind of council that, oversees what is being taught.
No, that makes sense. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I think they're great. I mean, and I think they're needed. I mean, particularly if it's more than just um, the dance. I think learning all that other stuff about b-boying is huge. I mean, yeah, and to your point, I mean, if it's gonna be some other shit, you know what I mean, then yeah, that's whack. But I mean, out east, that type of thing has been going on. I mean, and b-boying is all forms of street dance, whacking, popping, locking, house, like 90s hip hop, like, so that stuff still that goes on. And like, the best fucking dancers are right now, as far as like, I mean, the fucking Japanese kids. Those kids are fucking, they're on some other shit, man. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see. And I think, I think more of it should happen. I mean, I think there should be some organized shit. Like, I think it should happen in all the elements, workshops and stuff like that. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Yeah, I think that's some dope shit. Which for me leads me to I first of all, gotta please share. I came into hip hop as a b-boy. Like, I didn't get into the music, into the lyrics, as a lot of people didn't, until perhaps the mid '80s, until like the mid '80s, and so the dance is critical. I mean, and it evolves. Like I told you, the style evolved. Mob Top, Elite Force, big up to, you know what I'm saying, Misfits, all that whole Brooklyn shit, and Buddha Stretch, and that evolved to that style. But I look at B-boy now, and it seems boring to me, and because in a lot of ways, unfortunately, and because it seems like there's a limit. And in one sense, cats are doing like crazy power moves. I've seen power moves I've never seen before in my life. But as far as like, I guess I'm not seeing dancing, and I guess that's why I just don't see people knowing how to dance. People send me b-boy videos all the time and think that like I'm gonna be like, oh, hype this shit. This shit is fucking whack because niggas ain't they're not dancing. B-boy is a dance first, yo. It's not gymnastics. And I guess so it's boring to me because I see fucking backflips. Oh, I see the flying Walendas all over the fucking place. It's so and that thing is that stuff's amazing. But like I can watch the Olympics for that shit. I want to see gymnasts. I want to see that. I'm a dancer, yo. Like I know dudes that as far as like they're up rocking, they'll body you on some up rocking or top rocking shit. They don't even gotta go down on the floor because that's how nice they are. Because they can dance, they can just flex, they can freak you and work your ass, put you to sleep with just some up top shit. So. So when I say b-boy is boring, it's just like, man, I'm sick of the same. I'm sick of fucking the backflips and shit. The shit is corny to me, man. And it's not, you know, someone was like, oh, because you can't do it. I used to do all that types of all flipping around and stuff. I tore up my knees. You know what I'm saying? But it's not even about that. It's just about like, yo, dance. It is a dance first and foremost. And it's become like, you know what I'm saying, an extreme sport of like fucking just flying monkeys. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Jackie Chan film. Like this is fucking, you know. So that's why I say it's boring because I'm looking at people that can't dance. You know.
You know what's crazy is, and just so you guys know, I mean, again, we used to do this very organically. Now we kind of have a format, the way we're going about it. And when I saw that topic, B-boy's boring, I'm like, it kind of threw me off for a bit, and I was anxious to see what you meant by it. And you're 100% correct. I mean, you can put on, with the exception of maybe a little more acrobatic, but you could put on a power move executed by a b-boy yesterday, and you could put on a power move, just power moves. I'm not talking about the whole routine. A power move in the early 2000s, in the 90s, and it's the same power move. Again, the only progression we might see is how, you know, just a bit more acrobatic.
Yeah, gets a little stronger.
Yeah. But you're right. I've seen a windmill. I've seen a flare. I've seen a head spin. But if, again, we're talking about lost pieces of the elements, you're right. It's a dance. And if somebody, I mean, you understand how powerful of a b-boy in terms of battling you got to be able to freak somebody just based off of an up rock or a top rock, not even have to go in your bag on some power move shit. That makes you an incredible b-boy. I mean, again, and I love, funny thing is, I think I told you, the same cat that told me when we were watching b-boy shit, they're like, what's that music? Because it was breakbeats, right? Just, you know, soul, funk, whatever it was. It's not hip hop. That's some other shit. I'm like, bro, that's hip hop all day. What are you talking about? Like, that's what b-boys dance to. That same person was like, why are they doing all this free shit? Get to the breaking. I'm like, bro, like that's, I understand you got to go off script and, you know, it's not about doing the same shit. But there is a point where it's like, all right, you get ready, you get your body ready, right? The freeze and you remember, I don't know what it's called, but when it gets to a point you're in a battle and dead middle in the battle, everybody goes against each other on some top rock shit. You ever remember that? that I don't see that shit anymore, right? Personally.
No, they do that. I mean, nobody, yo, the old heads really top rock. Some cats, like, yo, I could watch Why Not, Top Rock, Up Rock all day long.
Oh, same here.
You know what I'm saying? Just buzzing it. My man Cuba. My man Cuba. Big up to him. Get down, get my squad here. This cat, I can watch him dance. It's dancing. It's a dance. And so that's my only thing, man, when I say it's boring, because like you said, like a lot of it, and this is why I switched to this is why I like my shit evolved to some other shit, because I got tired of doing the same shit over and over again. And to me, a lot of b-boying is about just who does something the best, right? Like who does it, who does the same. It's like, yo, even honestly, even in like one of the most epic battles, at least on screen of all time, the Roxy battle, fucking, how many windmills did you see within that shit? How many backspins did you see? That, I mean, they freaked it how they came out of shit and the freezes and stuff like that. And there was, flavor, of course. I mean, what I'm saying, but like there was a lot of, it's like gymnastics, the compulsories, right? Like they make you do the certain number of flips, certain hold the shit on the cross, whatever it is, right? They make you do that shit a certain number of times. Figure skating or some shit. For me, that personally, you know, my energy, family, like for me, that's too restrictive for me. And that's why about, you know, I was, you know, pointing out too, like, you know, I know b-boys that didn't like, they weren't the best dancers of your b-boy here, you know what I'm saying? So like, but as far as the dance goes, I haven't seen a lot of dope b-boying lately, man. I've seen a lot of like crazy acrobatic stuntman fall guy shit, but you know, I haven't seen a lot of dope dancers, yo. And you know what I'm saying? I saw niggas that back in the day, like, okay, for instance, perfect example, yo. I see cats that could b-boy, but if we was at a party and the music switched to something else, they could rock to something else, fam. And they didn't have to b-boy to it. They're dancers. So there you go.
No, that's a good point. Again, I was anxious to see where you were going to go with it, and I rock with you 100%.
Are you okay with where I went with it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd be okay anyways, because that's your opinion.
I'm fucking around.
I was just like, B-boy is boring. What the fuck? Like coming from you, I was just kind of like, what the? But that makes perfect sense, man.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking with you. We back. Yeah, we back to the rap. We back to the fucking DJ shit. Look at that.
We're all right, cool. DJ shit. You want to take it?
Huh?
You want to take it, or you want to take
it? No, you can go. You can go. Yeah, you can go.
So again, we go back to evolution, right? I guess that's the theme. I guess for me, at least today, the evolution. And in this particular case, in this particular case, we talk about we're talking about more of the trick battle, funked out DJ, right? We're not really talking about you know, a radio DJ or just someone just rocking a party. And this is where I'm going with it here. If you may or may not know, I can't even remember when it was done, but there's the Ultimate Breakbeats vinyl, where prior to the release of that, you had to have 20, 30 different vinyl or records on cue to get a certain sound. Then the Ultimate Breakbeats edition came out. Now you have all these sounds, all these breaks.
When was this? Did it come out?
Ooh, this was. I might be 90s, early 90s.
Okay.
I might be wrong, and don't quote me, but
I'll look it up right now.
I remember this.
I'll look it up. Keep going.
Yeah. So Ultimate Break, and it's a series, right? So again, as a quote unquote purist, whatever you want to call me, I had an issue with it, right? Because it takes away, it goes back to digging and all that. The importance and the rush of digging for records, finding what you need. Oh, the shit skips, I have to go get another one. The time frame of, all right, here's my set. I got 5 minutes. and I have 20 records that I have to play in those 5 minutes. One thing is you're mixing. Two is, and you know this, DJs would have, you know, somebody handing the records over, or even if you didn't, you having the record, queuing it up, boom, 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 all that. I mean, to me, that's skill. Being able to think ahead, time frame, crowd, sound, everything, right? And then this is where I had a problem. Somebody came in and said, fuck all those 20, 30 records. I got everything you need on this record here. I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know about that. But again,
yeah,
the world it opened up. Did you confirm what year it was?
Well, is this the joint from Breakbeat Lou?
No, that's pre. That's no, 85. It sounds around 8.
Because the joint from it says, I'm looking up alternate. I see Ultimate Breaks and Beats, and that says it's a series of 25 albums, compilation albums from 86 to 91 from Breakbeat Lou on Street Beat.
Holy shit! Okay, you know you're right. Hey, Rubik's to the rescue. Wow, I thought like 90, 91, but 80 for that.
Well, it said 86 to 91.
That's insane.
So 86 to 91. So, well, I have a question though. I mean, I guess my question is, so was that album? Because it almost seems like that album would be geared more for b-boys than the DJ. So that was for DJs to fucking play out.
Yeah. I mean, let's really think about this in terms of, you know, the audio and the music. The DJ. That's why we talk about the DJ and the b-boy in the same segment, right? Because they kind of go hand in hand, right?
Of course.
One can't exist without the other. I mean, the DJ, whatever. But yes, it was geared for the DJ because the DJ was tending to the dancers, right? So again, and then wilding out on some scratch shit. Here's this break, that break. I mean, the MC is kind of geared to that too, right? You just fucking loop that shit, and now you got, you know, I don't know how many bars you can spit over that if you just loop it. So I'm still shocked that goes back to 85, 86. Holy shit, that's crazy. But again, okay, so that even changes everything because 85, we're still early hip hop. I mean, hip hop is gathering itself up right there at that point. So evolving in the beginning, I'm kind of like, but looking at it in a wide spectrum, like I said earlier, it opened a huge world for all the elements with the exception of the graffiti writers.
Who've always done things their own way, right? One of these kids is doing his own thing. And so that's the type of shit the graffiti writer is. So, I mean, yeah, that it's funny that shit is that old though. You know what I mean? Going back to that, but I'll make one point that you just made that's interesting, and you said like, okay, 85, that's still like early. It's just so interesting though. Like if you talk to somebody else that's a little older than us, that's late for them.
That's late for them. Yeah.
Like 85, 86 is their 90s almost, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. Where the fuck is my shit? Yeah, so that's wild, though, that was...
I'm shocked as fuck that it's 85, really.
Where the fuck is my shit, B?
And let's... Another, I want to mention to it before you get in.
Nah, keep going.
There's other... I mean, obviously, when something is done, then everybody else kind of jumps on and does their own thing. So nowadays, I mean, I'm not going to pull it up here, but maybe I can't. So nowadays, you asked me, right, with this PTO1 scratch. So I'll have this. So the blood donor breaks. So again, it's just a bunch of little beats on one side, just a bunch of breaks. And on the other side, it's just sounds to scratch. It's a 45 size, but, you know, because this is for the little, you know, mobile shit. But, you know, from then on, you know, you say, again, Mixmaster Mike, all the crazy DJs, Visible Scratch Pickles and all them, they're able to say, all right, I want these sounds on this record because I'm going to scratch for Beastie Boys or whatever the fuck it is. They press it up. Now they have something in front of them to fuck with. 3 MCs and 1 DJ, the song by Beastie Boys and Mixmaster Mike. He's cutting certain breaks, boom, 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 and then when they go to the hook or whatever, he's scratching that little sound. And he's using not more than 15 seconds of the record throughout the whole song. It's fucking incredible.
No, that's dope. I mean, and that's a part of I mean, it's funny that you bring that up, and I'm glad you did actually, because that's a part of hip hop that's not really discussed that much. I mean, some that aspect of it, the break beats and how important they were, and just that whole um, yeah, the break beat in general. I mean, that's critical. I mean, it's that's actually kind of one of the backbones of the whole shit too. I mean, to be honest with you, so yeah, no, thank you for bringing that up, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an important shit to discuss. I wanted to get into DJs playing trash music in order to keep the lights on. I get it. I mean, I get it. I used to, and it's like I haven't been in that position where I've had to try to do that, so I can't judge. So I used to, like 10 years ago, if we had talked about this, I would have been a fucking dick in terms of what I would say. But I get it. But I mean, some DJs don't care, so they'll play whatever, right? So let's just forget about them. But DMX was talking to there's a DMX clip of DMX talking to some DJs. He's like, "You play such and such, right? You should check it out somewhere." I mean, I definitely should look at it. I think he's on the Breakfast Club or somewhere. I don't know. And he's like, "You play this, right? And it's trash." And he's like, "You like it?" And he's like, "Nah." He's like, "But I gotta play it because that's what you know." So, like, and that's I think he was working for a station. But even I'm talking about even DJs that play out, like they might get a residency somewhere, but like they got to play some bullshit. And I just, if there's any DJs on here that do that, I mean, that like fuck with hip hop heavy, rock with it, you know what I mean? But have to do this, you know what I mean? I'd love for you to chime in. Oh yeah, he's got to pay the bills, and especially for some people, if that's all you want to do, I guess like if you got another job or doing some other shit, then yeah, you might be able to be more choosy. But if that's all you want to do is DJ out or whatever, I don't know. I couldn't do that, yo. I couldn't. I know that for personally myself, if I were a DJ and I had to rely on gigs or I wanted to rely on gigs to keep the lights on, I couldn't play like in 2022, right? I'm a DJ. Let's say I've been doing this for 20 years and I want this to be this is still my like livelihood, right? I want to I don't want to work, you know what I'm saying? And I'm doing gigs out and like every place that's willing to pay me wants me to play like Bacardi B and play that shit. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm glad I'm not in that position. So I'm just curious about your thoughts on that. Like I feel bad for any of the DJs that have to do it or that do choose to do that. I mean, especially if your heart's not really in it. I'm like, how do you sit there and fucking pump that shit? Yo? Like I would throw up, man. I would literally get sick. I couldn't do that shit. So what you got on that?
Yeah, I mean, really, and I think we might have talked about this very briefly, but
Oh, word?
but this between you and I, not on here. It would discredit what we stand for, what I stand for. I mean, with my family, with my friends, with the people that fuck with us here, it just wouldn't make any sense. One. Two, in my heart of hearts, I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, I say it now because I don't listen to any of that stuff. If I were to sell out and do that, obviously I would know little yachties and little whatever the fucks, and I know what songs. I mean, they all sound the same, so it's not hard to do. I get it. But I wouldn't be able to do that to myself, to what I stand for, to what I grew up listening to and loving and worked so hard to preserve. It just wouldn't make sense. How the fuck would someone feel like, yo, carrying the culture and save the hip hop culture, they're doing a residency at X event and then you show up and it's all trap shit. It does not make any sense. Now, I will say this. My brother-in-law, I mean, him and I mean, he loves the underground shit. I can safely say with all due respect, and there's no disrespect there, I'm more of an underground head than he is, but still he loves it. But he has no problem playing the mainstream shit, and that's fine. I get it. He doesn't need to do it for money. He has his own. He doesn't need the money. Trust me. But he does it because a friend, and let me just get a gig. Boom. I am not gonna sit here though and knock somebody only if they need to feed their kids. If it's something where it's like, I need money because like, then that's you. But if you're there doing what you got to do to feed your kids, it is what it is. But you're right. I'm with you. I feel sorry if your heart really doesn't want to do that. That gives that, even though it sucks, that gives that you get more of my respect, especially again, only if you need to feed your kids. You get more of my respect because you got to eat that up and say, fuck this bullshit. I don't want to do this, but I'm doing it because Shorty's got to eat. But that's harsh. That's harsh.
Yeah, and I think, but I think ultimately then you got to really, I mean, playing out as a DJ is not the most profitable thing as a hip hop DJ right now. So,
yeah.
Excuse me. So I think you got to kind of rethink that a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it's a hard proposition. I couldn't really, yeah, Watkins got suck. I couldn't really, I couldn't. But here's the thing, like, yeah, I couldn't do that shit. Yeah, I mean, you know, but yeah. So to each his own, you know. But I was way more harsh on it back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But I understood, like, cats. This is why they wanted to fucking, like, they ain't really want to. You know, they want to eat like that. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? This is how you choose to make your living. So, but it's when you're like, some cats really don't give a fuck. But like you said, you know,
yeah, yeah. Some people would just say, "Fuck it, let me get the bread, let me get the bag." Little story, and I'm not gonna tell you the name, none of that. But little off topic. But back in 2005, 2006, or whatever, I was really trying to get on lyrically. Like, I mean, I was trying to get on, and I had a friend that was doing his little thing out of his garage, but they had a little following where I was growing up. But they were more on some like Chicano hip hop or Chicano rap gangster shit, and I'm just like, that's not me. I grew up with it, and I get great, but what they were talking about, I mean, I'll put it this way: I showed up, or I was already there with him, me and my friend, and his homeboys show up to record, listening to what I was spitting. They're looking at me like, "The fuck is this?" Because I'm on some lyricist shit. I ended up, and this is, you know, secret. I ended up changing a verse on some like bar case funk shit to sound gangster just because I wanted to get on. This was 2003, 2004. Recently, and when I say recent, this was less than a year ago, I'm going through Apple Music, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I click on it. My verse, that song is on Apple Music. Me spitting some fucking shit that I'm not about. I'm just like, you have got to be kidding me.
Wow.
That I don't. I mean, I talk to him still, but I didn't. You know, it's not worth me for me reaching out fucking 20 some years later or whatever. But yeah, that was kind of weird.
That's wild, man. Damn, you got to let me hear that shit.
Yeah, I'll shoot it to you. It's a young.
No, I feel you. Look at that. Yeah, they have switching it up. The back. Look at that. We're fishing with it. Switching it up. Back to the B-boy. And again, it's, you know, it's important for us to cover these elements and to you know, make sure that we kind of stay on task here. So, release the demons. Oh, I put B-bot.
Hey, I mean, you know, the funny thing is, I've been wanting to. I've been this close to just putting it out there on some funny shit, but really, what I'm spitting is not me. I mean, that's not what. It would do a disservice of what I'm about. And
no, I feel you. I mean, yeah. I listen. I appreciate you for even sharing that shit. That's cool.
That's fucking hilarious.
It's all good. So, yo, I wanted to really. This irritates the hell out of me because I've seen it firsthand.
I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, man. The judging. So first of all, I didn't come up battling in competitions. We battled in the clubs, we battled on the street, and we battled at parties, and we battled. So that's first and foremost. The competition stuff that started to come about, 90s, I guess. I wasn't a part of that. And later, but I've seen, just still being, you know, a part of this whole thing, I've seen the judging is trash. The judging is trash at these competitions. because like the judges are people, typically people that are like friends with whoever is going, and there's certain cats that will like are guaranteed to make it to like the quarterfinals just based on who they know.
Who they know? Yeah.
And that is some bullshit. And my man, I'll say this perfectly, my man, put this out there straight up. My man, Chill Will from my squad, youngin, he lives out in Cali now. He trains with Boogie Frantic. He's
Oh shit! All right, all right.
he's gotten really good, and he's out there doing his thing, working with some legends. Big up to him, man. Chill Will. He was recently in a battle against Hone, Korean, well-known Korean cat, I think, and he went for he was forced to go. It was first round, open round of 16. He was forced to go first, and came at it, got it. Hone did a little like couple. This is a popping battle, by the way. Sorry. So
All right.
Hone came at him, did a little whatever, and he won unanimously. Fuck out of here, and I'll send you the battle. I'll send it to you and be like, yo, this cat didn't win that shit. He didn't, but like you know what I'm saying? Like that's some bullshit, and it goes on a lot. And I'm glad I wasn't a part of those. I was in one. I lost. I did enter a battle as a 38-year-old dude or whatever. I don't know how old I was. I think like 38, 39. I entered a battle, and I lost on some shit like that. The whole fucking crew was judging the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. I see some whack judging with these competitions, and I think it's fucked up, man. The politics that goes on with at this shit. So I'm personally, you know, saying if you're a part of that if you're a part of that fuckery, if you're one of those judges, if you've judged these shit and it's just your fucking people, you're fucking whack. That shit is corny. Because I've seen a lot of people get that should win that should have fucking lost.
It kind of goes hand in hand with judges that really don't know b-boying, but it's sponsored by a big brand, and you know they kind of it's kind of premeditated, right? All right, this battle's, you know, we got so and so and so and so. Well, we got to put him or her against this person, and they kind of dictate how the battle goes and next rounds and next events and all that shit. I've seen that too.
That's trash too. That's
trash too. But I'm with you because, again, when we used to, I told you a story about dudes coming up to us fucking across the quad and be like, let's battle right here. I'm like, I ain't gonna battle in front of the school. We're having a party at X date. Come down and we'll battle there. They ended up not showing up. Well, two separate scenarios, but nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, I grew up knowing the crowd was the judge, the roar of the crowd. I respect, you know, there was b-boy battles out here, and I think in the beginning it was cool, but just as everything, when the big picture comes in and more people had their hand in the cookie jar, that's when you start seeing this shit get all choppy. So, you know, I've had people come at me talking about, why didn't you go to the freestyle sessions, or you're all about the culture, but you don't show up to these events. One of the reasons is because, especially this year, I've gone through a lot of shit. That's not a issue at this point, but that's the main thing to me personally, where it's like, we're talking about a b-boy event, right? Yes. Okay. To me, a b-boy event is just that. If anything, obviously we have to have a DJ, but and I'm not talking about freestyle session, I'm just in general. If you're telling me there's a b-boy event, yeah, I want to see the elements, but when there's more MCs in the lineup than the DJ battle, something's wrong there. On top of that, what you just brought up, the biased judging, I just can't. I stay quiet more than you do. You bring it up, but when it comes to that, I don't stay quiet. I mean, I'd be bitching the whole time, and I just can't do it. Again, I'm not talking about the freestyle session. I'm just talking in general.
Yeah, that shit's whack. So just wanted to call attention to that shit.
I appreciate you bringing that up because it's a thing. It happens.
Yeah, it's trash. So
with that said though, and I kind of have an idea of what route you're going to take. there's a thing that was presented. I don't know. Again, I haven't been in a competition for a while, but just with any quote unquote sport, right? Football, baseball, basketball, you know, challenging or reviewing. My understanding is either it's already happening or they're trying to present it in B-Boy battles. The replay, a replay to confirm, hey, did your foot hit the ground when you were doing that flare? Because then if that's the case, then you lost the battle or you lost points or whatever the fuck. Is that even a thing that you even want to address? Is that? I just thought it was a little whack to personally.
That's absolutely ludicrous, man.
I knew you were.
I don't even know. We don't even need to give that any more airtime. I mean, that's some of the dumbest shit that I've ever heard as far as it pertaining to b-boying. I mean, that's retarded.
To me, that's hitting. I mean, I say up here, but hitting really a low point. Replays or playbacks on. I don't know.
And that makes it even more.
The essence of the b-boy just is not there.
Yeah, and it makes it even more boring. Like as I was saying, it makes it even more boring now because now it's about compulsory. It's really about some synchronized swimming shit. Now, right? That's all it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Some water dancing, whatever the fuck they got going on now. Fuck out of here. No, we're done with that.
Yeah, and you know, I was sitting there. I'm kind of like, should I even bring this up? But it's been irking me for a while.
No, I heard of it. I'm glad you brought it up. I think it's hot garbage. I mean,
it's whack. It's whack.
Yeah.
I mean, and the sad part is, you know, known names are for it. I don't know.
Wait, no, we're not talking about the Olympics. Well, were you talking about the Olympics?
Me? No, I'm talking about no. I mean,
no, he's talking about just b-boy competition.
B-boy battles, like
just b-boy
battles. Where the
talking about b-boy battles.
Yeah, are trying to push for replays and shit like that. I'm pretty sure if that becomes a thing, then the Olympics are gonna. I mean,
the Olympics
are gonna do it anyways.
Olympics will definitely have it. They'll definitely have it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. No, I'm talking. We keep it a buck here, right? We're about the culture. So
and I definitely
talking about an Olympics.
While we're at it, I mean, since we got a minute, I don't even want to see it at the Olympics. I think that's some. I mean, I'm in the minority. Everyone's like, oh, it's great. It'll be great exposure. Fuck out of here. Like, that's the last thing I need. You think the power moves are on steroids now, and there's no up rocking? There ain't gonna be no fucking up rocking or top rocking, with that shit at all. None of it. Nothing. It's just gonna be all.
I say the same thing. Because again, gymnasts, yeah, to them they see b-boy like, I could do that, and they will do it.
And they do it.
And they do it, but
they do it.
The up rock, the top rock, they don't. That's not even a thing. We talk about stuff. They say history is told by the victor, right? In this case, if this happens, if the b-boys are in the Olympics, give it 15, 20 years, top rocking to mainstream is not even what's top rocking. Oh, that's some ancient shit. I mean, look at Frosty Freeze in I believe it was Wild Style or Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Where I didn't Wild Style. Star Wars. Where he's they're doing moves, and even him was like, oh, that's an ancient move. It's damn near early hip hop. The same. I'm not putting Frosty Freeze down, but it's going to be the same thing with them. Give it 15, 20 years. Someone comes out with the top rock, like, you don't get no points for that. That's some ancient shit.
I mean, it feels like it's like that now. Yeah, you can't listen. I see dudes, right? I see cats in a battle. They come in, they do like 2 quick steps, and they're on the floor. Like, and they're not even doing no footwork on the floor. They're just going straight to like fucking crazy.
Yeah, you get that
Leapy Lenny Poffo shit, man. Fuck out of here, man. Coco Beware.
I need to see something. Yeah, I mean, give me a minute or two of some more than that. Then you can get into your shit. That to me, that b-boy.
Yeah, we ain't giving no more time to that. Yo, what you got going on? I saw that you had in your bio that you got a show. You ain't tell me you got another show going on.
No, it's not a show. I was actually playing with the fact that I would do a show. I don't know if I'm gonna go forward with it, but I'm doing a segment, and it's every Friday. I'm not going live. It's just music that I'm pushing out. So under the radar, every Friday, I'm between the 80s through now. Any album that I feel might have gone under someone's radar, hence the name, Under the Radar. So I'm choosing certain albums that I personally like, that I feel have not gone on the mainstream. You know, we've heard MF Dooms and the Mad Libs and shit like that. So you're not going to see any of that stuff. You'll see like Shades of Black. You'll see Last Straws, which you see the poster there. I just got it. Shout out to Simiato.
You be sub. Yo, there's underground and then there's you. You be subterranean with it. I love it, yo. Like
I'm a fucking earthworm, yo. Like
you be way underneath the motherfucking magma.
I love it. And here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. There's a reason why I'm doing it, and I appreciate you giving me time to talk about it. Because, and I've said it before, people will say the music today is whack, and I tell them, yo, don't knock the music. Yes, I understand the radio sucks, but there's a lot of music out here these days that is dope. Nah, I don't want to hear it. It's all about the 90s. Okay, I'll come 50% to you. You're saying the 90s is dope, right? Yeah, so I'm stuck on the Tupacs. I'm like, all right, Last Straws. This came out in 94, if I'm 95, 94. Go back and check it out because you probably never heard it. So that's the basis of this Under the Radar.
Yeah. Yo, nah, it's dope, yo. That's dope. That's dope. Can't wait.
I might do it as a live. I might do it as a YouTube and talk about the
album.
I don't know.
Do it as a live. Fuck it. Yo, if you got time, do it. Do it. It doesn't have to be long. Do it for like 10, 15 minutes or something. You know what I'm saying?
Do that. I might take your word for it. So the first one I did was Shades of Black. The second one, I believe, was Longevity, Warrior Music. And then this last one I did Sleep, which came out in 2002, right, by Candlelight, Old Dominion, Under the Needle.
Yo, and you'll be able to give it more justice by speaking on it, yo. Like
that's true.
Your words will resonate. People don't read captions. People listen, fam. In 2022, it's all about like these videos and shit. Like people don't give a fuck. I mean, people don't care about reading shit, yo. Like so, if you want to do it where it actually like you reach some people and when people care about it. Do it for like 15 minutes. Let's do a quick, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like a full hour. Maybe probably, I don't know if you can talk an hour on it anyway. 10, 15 minutes, just talk about the album. Yo, we're going to go live, talk about this album. Heads like that fucking want to like hear some like different shit are going to, you know, and you have like a core group of like fucking heads that are just like, you know, it'll be cool. I mean, that's me. You're the one that has to do it. I'm just putting
and that was my initial approach. And it is easier for me to do it live because if I don't and I just post it, I gotta, you know, get all crazy with the digital stuff and the music and make a video, and it takes me about an hour and a half just to do a 29-second video. So it's probably
and the fact that people's attention span, like you might catch people coming home from work or whatever. Like people. I mean, our heads stay on our shit for the full hour. Salute. But like you know, you're not gonna always have people want to stay on for a long period of time. So if you're just talking about that one album, you know, take you know, it's not a big commitment for people to like, oh, I'm gonna make this shit, you know what I'm saying? So what?
Absolutely. Yeah. So chances are I'm probably gonna rock it out to the end of the year and then starting in January do the live every Friday, probably maybe about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So I appreciate you to pushing me for that because that's initially what I was trying to do.
Do it. Yeah.
All right, brother.
Yeah.
Look at the time, brother. Look at the time. I love having these conversations, man. I not that I was going to cancel today, but today I was just kind of like, wifey doesn't feel too good. I'm just kind of, it was a rough day at work. I'm just like, And then this shit starts and I'm like, let's go. Let's do it.
No, I've been ready. So yeah, we're doing it next week. got a
chef check. Yes. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, big up to our dude Moma Nate on.
Oh my God. And not only is Moma dope as fuck. Let's just establish that. But I love that you're doing this because it intrigues me knowing like, because again, you have people that think like, oh yeah, it's super easy. But being able to see how you manipulate music and create a whole other fucking sound, That's amazing. And you're there live with him. That's sick.
No, it's dope, man.
Voice, I don't know if you heard the way, I don't know what mic he uses. I don't know what setting he has it on, but his voice sounds ill.
Yeah, the mic's good. Yeah, the mic, he's got a really good mic. He's got a really good mic. And real quick, just I got to share a couple of things before we go about that and what we're up to for the next couple of weeks, because then we're taking the last week off. But we're going to structure those a little bit more. So we're going to do the attic session. We're going to do like the part where he makes the beats and the rhymes. And then we're going to have it like a little bit more structured with, we're going to play like, he's going to do like 3 beats. It's going to be the same thing that he does now, but he's going to definitely play like 3 different beats. Because it was like a whole energy that it created, like at the end. I don't know how long you were on for, but it was like crazy. Like he started rocking out, and it was like just everybody was just vibing. Like you could just feel it was like a party shit. So we're gonna try to do that again. He's, you know, like where it's a little bit more. He's gonna pick some joints to like deliberately like to try to, you know what I'm saying, like hype it up. So we're gonna be doing that again. But real quick, we're going down to Baltimore just on Saturday. We're gonna rock out with our man Raph Almighty, Dirt Platoon. If you're not familiar, fucking dope crew out of Baltimore, and our man Guy Grams. They just dropped a new album with I do Big Bob.
Guy Grams is out, yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna fuck with them. Just gonna be on some Baltimore shit, just rolling around like fucking in the studio and just chilling. I love Baltimore. The city got mad energy. I love the flavor down there. So that's gonna be dope. Me and wifey going down there, shoot that shit. And then we got a man on Monday, Philly Hand Styles, and we got a man so for all the graph heads, you know what I'm saying? We got a dope writer, you know, an authentic hip hop head, and a solid dude. He's a real good dude. You know, and so we're gonna have him on again. It's always gonna be a fun time. And then we got a man St. Ivan the Terrible Boogie Down Bronx. This upcoming Wednesday. He just put out an album called Street Evangelist. And he said, I rap about God and it's hard. And it's a fucking dope album. And it's not like just some preachy shit or anything. It's just some real content. It's just dope album.
I as a non-religious person, there's very few, and I can count them in one hand, people that rhyme about God and don't sound preachy. So I'm looking. I want to listen to that.
Yeah, no, I'll send it to you. So that it just dropped. So and then we got our shit, and then we're done for the rest of the year until I'm going on my honeymoon. So
yes, sir. Dope.
Yeah. So and then we're coming back at you in January full force. But I just wanted to plug those things because Baltimore shit gonna be ill. Can't wait to get down there. You know what I'm saying? Chill. I love going to other spots, seeing how other people rock and shit. That's just so much fun for me. So, in Pittsburgh, it's fucking whack. So,
man, I need to get out to the East Coast, man. I need to get up out of here and then check the style out there.
Come through, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about the April shit. So
yeah. It's you know, I think this weekend we're gonna finalize it. Maybe this weekend or next week, because I have to put my time in to get it approved and shit like that. But I mean, it's legit. We're doing it. I just don't know the consecutive days that will be out there.
It's on, B. It's on. So, yeah, salute to everybody rocking with us, man. Our regulars, new heads, you know what I'm saying? Always the regulars, I mean, staying strong, you know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, we need to do something for y'all. Keep it
real, you know, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
We appreciate you. Regulars that be...
Before we go, I'm really trying to get some steam, and it's my fault because I'm not really doing it. The YouTube page is up. The link is in my bio. All these videos, I just uploaded 2, and that's my fault that I haven't done it on the time frame. But click the link in the bio. I'm trying to get the YouTube up. A lot of good stuff that I'm planning on doing next year, but I got to get the subscribers up.
Yeah, now we got to talk about that. And so, yeah, we got all the shit's on his YouTube channel, you know. So
Deep Space 5. Wow. Rubens. Wow.
This is crazy.
Crazy. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Have a good time on Saturday. Shoot me any promo, and I got you.
Yeah, word, man. Salute. I will see y'all down in Baltimore, man. So fuck with us, man. We're gonna be doing some lives and shit down there. You know what I'm saying? So and then we're gonna kind of do it like a little mini movie, like just going to their spots like Baltimore, like you know. So we're gonna kind of it'll be fun. So we'll talk to you. Salute everybody. Be good, man.
All right, peace.
Peace.